Hey there, Photo Universe. Okay, normal lens part 2. So why am I on about this normal lens concept? Well, the thing is this, okay? The key is, you know, obviously I was having a little bit of an issue there. Normal lens is somewhere between a 28 and a 45, because we're only going to talk crop camera now, okay? So why is there a range? Well, something could be considered a wide normal or a long normal, telephoto normal. Not to be confused with a wide angle or a telephoto lens. I will say this, okay? So if you're at 35 millimeter, if you have a 35 millimeter lens on, like this macro lens here, you know, that is going to feel very normal. It's not going to feel wide, and it's not going to feel telephoto. However, you can use it for a portrait if you get the proper distance away from your subject, okay? Or if you're standing at a scenic viewpoint where somebody's built a bench, it'll act like a wide angle. I mean, ironically, and this is one of the things I'm on about, when you're traveling and you pull over on the side of the road and somebody's built a scenic overlook or something, point a normal lens at it. And you'll be surprised that that's 9 times out of 10, that's the shot. Okay, because it's your normal field of view, and that's what we're trying to approximate here. And when you're walking around in the world and you see something pretty, okay, it's your normal field of view that you see. Okay, so now, if you have a 28 millimeter lens on, or you have a 43 millimeter lens on, like this one here, it still will behave like a normal. Okay, but I will say this: you put this 50 millimeter lens on this camera, and it's not feeling, it's feeling more telephoto than wide angle, and that's the point. Okay, it's not feeling wide angle at all. That's now you're starting to feel telephoto. Again, you put this 21 millimeter lens on this camera, it's not going to feel telephoto at all. It's going to feel wide angle. Okay, it's going to start feeling wide angle, and that's the point. So if you have a 35 millimeter lens on, it'll be somewhere in the middle. It'll be, you know, in some ways it'll be kind of like a telephoto. You could shoot portraits, things like that, and in some ways it'll be like a wide angle. You could do some landscapes with it. So that's why it was a good overall lens back in the day, and it still is. All right, so if you're zooming back and forth, you're never going to learn your focal lengths. You're never going to learn wide angle, what it feels like. You're never going to learn telephoto, what it feels like, how it compresses, things like that. Good place to start is a normal lens, and that's why we're on about the normal lenses, the prime lenses. If you're only going to have one prime lens, have it be something normal. This 35, if you shoot Pentax, this 35 macro is a great lens. As I understand, Nikon and Canon both have kind of normal-ish FX series or EFS series for the crop cameras, normal lenses now that are macros. It's a good excuse to have a normal prime because it'll give you a macro, it'll give you some close focusing capability. So it's a good place to start learning about focal length is with a normal lens. That's why years ago they sold you camera, they sold you normal lens with it, and you went from there because it is the one lens that can kind of do it all for you. Sort of. So that's why I'm on about this normal lens, prime lens thing. Okay, if you're zooming back and forth, if you have an 18 to 55 zoom and you're racking back and forth, you're never gonna, I mean, it's hard to figure out where you're at. You're not gonna, there's enough things moving around, you're not gonna know where you're at. So that's what a normal lens is for, and that's how you use it to start learning. Okay, now if you can't afford a normal lens and you have an 18 to 55, where's my 18 to 55? Let's put that out. It's right over here. I know exactly where it is. It's in this box. Alright, so if you have this 18 to 55, let's say you have the kit lens that came with your camera. Okay? Well, you know what? Use some discipline and set it right there to 35. Okay? So there's your 18 to 55 kit lens. Go out and force yourself to take pictures at 35. 35 millimeter. There's your zoom ring. Okay, that would be short telephoto. That would be short wide angle. So you can learn what I'm talking about here with a zoom lens, all right? But it takes a little bit of discipline, a lot more discipline. It's like setting your camera to manual and forcing yourself to learn how to do exposure. All right, that's what we're talking about. So, okay, so that's normal lenses part 2, and I'll add to this if I can think of anything else, but I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say. So, all right, thanks, Photo Universe. Have a good one. Appreciate it. Subscribe if you like this stuff. Comments, questions, just, bring them on. Get to them when we can. Appreciate it. Okay.